Taiwan is responding to concerns that it could become the next Ukraine. Officials on the island point out ways the two situations are different. NTD's Tiffany Meyer has more on that.
With Beijing's gaze planted on Taiwan, the island is watching Russia's war on Ukraine closely.
Taiwan will also join the international community in levying economic sanctions against Russia.
Many are now drawing parallels between Ukraine and Taiwan. Both face the threat of being taken over by powerful neighbors. Ukraine is already fighting back against Russia, while Taiwan is under military pressure from Beijing. But Taiwan officials may have a different view of that comparison.
Taiwan and Ukraine are very different. We're very important in terms of the world's supply chain. Also, the geopolitical tensions and the geographic locations are different as well.
Taiwan is critical to the global supply chain, especially when it comes to semiconductors or microchips. These tiny devices are the brains of all electronics, from fighter jets to iPhones. Without chips, modern life would not be possible. Taiwan dominates the chip manufacturing market. The island makes over 90% of the world's cutting-edge microchips, and the U.S. relies on Taiwan for its most advanced chips. What's more, Washington has a deeper interest in Taiwan compared to Ukraine. The U.S. maintains a security pact with Taiwan, and under it, America is committed to providing Taiwan with arms to protect itself from a Chinese invasion. But the U.S. doesn't have that kind of agreement with Ukraine. America's interest in Taiwan also has to do with its location. The island sits on a line of defense that's key to America's security, a chain of islands stretching from Japan to Malaysia. And this line of defense prevents Beijing from launching submarine-based nuclear missile attacks against the U.S. Without access to the deep waters beyond the island chain, the U.S. military would be able to quickly detect and neutralize Chinese attack subs. What's more, the U.S. has a much closer trade partnership with Taiwan. In 2020, Taiwan stands as America's 9th largest trading partner, with over $100 billion in two-way trade. Compare that to Ukraine, America's 67th largest trading partner, with a trade volume of just over $3 billion. Washington also had a hand in helping Taiwan transform into a democracy. In the 1950s, U.S. aid made up about 10% of Taiwan's GDP. The U.S. opened up its market to Taiwanese exports, helping the island to speed up its economy. Now, Taiwan's GDP per capita totals over half of the United States, over $30,000. That's compared to Ukraine at a little over $3,000. Lastly, the geography. Taiwan and mainland China are separated by a strait, stretching over 100 miles wide. But there's no such barrier between Ukraine and Russia, as their shared border is entirely on land.